Once again, people, we are here together, and today is day 29 of our 30-day money game. How did that happen? It really went fast, didn't it? And I do want you to know that you can always access this on my YouTube channel. So you can go back and go over it. So it's no big deal. But I want to ask you how you're feeling. Are you filled with excitement, enthusiasm, and expectancy? Or are you worried and filled with fear and frustration and foreboding? The choice is really yours. Hopefully, you will be feeling some of that excitement and some enthusiasm. If you've been playing this money game at all, even part of the time, I am positive that your life and your beliefs and your experiences have changed. And for that, I am so grateful. I want to read something to you. A woman who has been very sick started getting the money game by text on day 5, and I heard this from her. She said, "I'm excited to read this about the morphogenic field. I so noticed a difference. I declared that I would suffer no more. I had suffered long enough. By God's grace and mercy, He would find me, the one lost sheep, and restore me, and I would rise up in strength. I've been reading Bible verses, and they have been striking me like lightning. I am so grateful. My prayers and meditations are better." I want you to pay attention. She is so grateful. That's the key. Her prayers and what she thinks about her meditations are so much better. "I'm losing weight. Iron is kicking in. Therefore, everything is falling in place. I'm better in every way, and I am excited about life again. I appreciate you." Now, she asked if she could start over at day 1 and, quote, work the money game, how it should be done. She said, "It came to me due to retirement goals or fears. We save all of our money. We need home repairs. I would like to help my son and grandson with their dream of joining the stock market. Get new, comfortable furniture. We have beautiful antiques and religious antique statues, holy water founts, everything medieval or Asian antiques and art. But I am ready to make things anew. Just listening to you, I realized I do need things. Let me know of your suggestion. I will be happy to pay." Now, this woman is a master manifester. And years ago in Dallas, I did a vision board class, and she joined it with enthusiasm. And let me tell you something. And she was also part of my clutter clearing class. But she saw herself and put pictures of herself traveling all over the world in style, first class. And her list of places was large. And she ended up being gifted. I'm telling you, no money out of her pocket, all expenses paid, a trip, a flight to Paris, all over France with a driver, staying at 5-star hotels, over into Amsterdam, all over Europe. She came back to the States. She has traveled all over the world. And guess what? It came to her easily. Yeah. So if she's excited about using this to change her life and to get well, we are going to see some huge results. And I'm very proud of her. One of the other things is in her experience with my clutter clearing class, her mother at that time, who has passed on, but at that time she was living with them, and she was very ill, and she was in one of the bedrooms, and it was very, very cluttered, and they had stuff all over the place, and the office was just a wreck. So she was like in that thing, how do I start and what do I do, and all those things. And God heard her cry and created, I love this, created a big water leak, and they had to move everything out of the house, pull up all the carpet. It was crazy. But in the process, she had to clean out the desk and everything that was in that office. And she raised up papers on her desk and found a number of oil royalty checks. She didn't know they were there. I get unexpected money all the time, right? She also found a pair of diamond earrings that she thought that she had lost. And it was just so crazy how she manifested this. And You know, one thing I love about her and people like you who have been making big changes in your life and taking this on is that you are willing to let go and be, you know, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, we can either stay in the known past or the predictive future, where everything's the same, or we can step into the unknown, which is where God and everything new resides. As for payment, I told her, I said, for the first time ever, I've offered this money game on a pay what you think it's worth. And some of you have made payments, and for that I'm very grateful. Thank you for believing in me and believing in yourself. For others, if you would like to pay it forward, you can do so for the money game. And I have accounts with Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. Someone told me it was Zelle, Zelle. I've been saying Zelly. I don't know, but anyhow, you can find me there. And I definitely appreciate your support. Now, you remember the participant that I told you about a couple of weeks ago that when she was playing the money game a couple of years ago, the original money game, she and her husband noticed that they had this ugly, huge, abandoned propane tank that some oil well drillers had left on their property. And it was just an eyesore. So she was like, you know, I'm going to see if I can get rid of it. And guess what? They owned it because the other people left it. So not only did it get hauled off, but they got paid $15,000 for it. I get unexpected money all the time. Well, she just sent me, and I knew that they were selling a house. They are moving into another house that they have. They're building a house, so it's been crazy. And she said, still hanging in there with you, sister. I admittedly have fallen back on the daily spending, and I have caught back up again. Even with all these moving distractions of shuffling things about from one property and redistributing divided between two other properties, one being our dream home under construction, and more importantly, the quote, stuff for the dump, clearing of the non-essential which we once believed was necessary. Yeah, don't we all? Space has been created to fill with abundance and is gifted back. Now, I want you to listen to this. We set items on the curb for anyone to freely have and gave away to friends, recycling. Just got rid of it. Once all done, we closed on our former house in Shreveport, walked away from the title company with a check containing some numbers on it, and then recycled that paper into the bank, which is then producing opportunities for where we decide to apply. Now, this is an important statement, and I'm going to read this to you. The energy of abundance is churning, redistributing by our conscious choices, our own conscious choices. Let me read that. The energy of abundance is churning, redistributing by our own conscious choices. Us, the powerful creators, she says. Wherever we send it, there it goes, and just as all creation recycles, it makes its way back to us in some form. Whether we decide to give it away or give it to ourselves, it is still that act of letting go with genuine gratitude. There's that word again, which brings it back around. Conscious choices, then freely releasing, trusting in the process. And she attached a picture of this big house that had the realtor sign with a big sold on the front of it. Woohoo, right? 2 people commented on day 27 on the morphogenic field, where I presented the ideas that we live and move and have our being in energy. And one said, your video had me going down the proverbial rabbit hole. As I learn about this topic of morphogenic energy, here's one video that's not too long, but it is so interesting. And she added a link to this channel on YouTube, and you can find it. It's called Morphogenic Field Technique, MFT. Another person answered her and said, further on, this 20-minute talk cites scientific studies, so this isn't woo-woo. The top quote from here is, everything we think and transmit and send out from our minds and our hearts has an effect on our environment. Yeah, it does. So, what are you thinking about? What are you sending out? What are you believing? What are you afraid of? What are you looking forward to? Come on, people. That's what this is all about. Creating the life we want and the abundance that we want. And whether it is health, because health is definitely wealth, or help with decisions on new businesses, writing books, money coming in, taking trips, whatever it is, you create that with your mind. So let's wrap this up today, and I want us to go into that heart mind coherence. I want you to take all that energy, that love, that gratitude, thank you, God, into your heart. Ramp it up, see it lighting up. Bring in your thoughts from your mind down into your heart center. Ramp it up, push it out, boom. And the mind of God says, received, and I'm on it, boss. Yeah, we get to create and direct through God's creativity. Okay. So now thinking about everyone else in this game and everyone else who is in our circle of friends that we want the very best for, let's just bring in this gratitude, love, this light, this energy, this warmth. Ramp it up, send it out, boom, received. So tomorrow is our last day together for our videos, but we're not going to just cut this off. I want to continue the Money Game page, and I also, if you've been getting this by text, I want to hear from you. What's changing with you? What ahas are happening? If you're interested in my clutter clearing webinar, that just let me know. And but let's move forward with excitement, enthusiasm, and expectancy. And I'll see you tomorrow. Hasn't it been a great run? I think it's been great. And I am so grateful that all of you are here.